Guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to give you guys my top 10 books for 2022. These are books that have been a huge influence on me this year, and I want to share them with you guys. So with that, we're not going to waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. Now, starting at number 10 is The Power of Neuroplasticity by Chad Hemstetter. Now, this here is a book that I read on my Kindle, and it's basically about the power of thoughts in relation to neuroplasticity and how we can change our lives and mindset based on what we think. So yeah, the book shows us ways that we can overcome some of our negative thought patterns and programs that we've developed over the years and just completely improve in all aspects of your life, so in health and fitness. And the way that Chad does this is through self-talk. Chad talks about 7 practical elements that he believes are very much essential to, rewiring some positive programs into your mind. He talks about mindfulness, choices, being more intentional with some of your thought patterns, having a level of focus and repetition, and also having some belief and emotion attached to those thoughts. So definitely check it out if you're interested in these kind of stuff, especially the human brain. I think this is a book that you might enjoy. In number 9, we have The Courage to Be Disliked by Ishiro Kashimi and Fumitake Koga. The Japanese phenomenon that shows you how to free yourself, change your life, and achieve real happiness. Now, this is a book that's based on Adlerian psychology, and if you're not familiar with Alfred Adler, he's probably considered to be one of the giants in modern day psychology. And in this book, a young pupil and a philosopher are having a back and forth conversation about how each one of us can find real happiness in our life and free ourselves from past experiences, doubt, and the expectation of others. Now, there are some ideas in this book that might challenge you, like for example, they talk about, denying trauma and that it doesn't really exist. And also that some of our major issues in our lives are interpersonal or relationship problems. So it's very interesting indeed, and there's some ideas in there that you might find useful. So just give it a shot and definitely approach it with an open mind. In number 8, we have Super Learning. Advanced strategies for quicker comprehension, greater retention, and systematic expertise. A book by Peter Hollins. In this book, Peter talks about some of the strategies and techniques that you can use to improve your memory, and he also talks about some of the general mistakes that people make when it comes to general learning. So it's a really good book for those who want to increase their learning capacity, and there's a passage in the book that basically summarizes it very well. Learning is how you create the life you want. Learning is the only way to create a better version of yourself. Learning is one of the most fundamental skills you can possess, because if you don't have it, how will your existence change or improve? So yeah, if you want some ideas on learning and memory, that's your book. Book number 7 is The Fear Cure by Lisa Rankin. And as the title suggests, it's a book about overcoming some of your fears. Now, I can say that we all have certain fears in our life, and that what might be a fear for you might be different for someone else. So it all just comes down to perspective. And in this book, I got to learn that, more so with how everyone manages their own fears. We know that our imagination and mind can liberate us, but it can also be our downfall. And if you get through this book, you're going to learn ways that you can build up that courage to challenge and overcome some of your fears. Because you got to understand that it's simply not about just getting rid of some of those fears and emotions that you feel, because they're sometimes there for a reason. So when you learn to challenge them and question them, you start to distinguish between what's real and what isn't. So if you have a fear that you're trying to overcome, there's your book. In number 6, we have Fast This Way, a book by Dave Asprey. Burn fat, heal inflammation, and eat like the high-performing human that you were meant to be. On the surface, this might seem like a book that's just about fasting and different ways of fasting to achieve your desired health and fitness goals. But on a deeper level, this is about all aspects of fasting, because at the fundamental level, fasting is going without, right? So Dave talks about fasting for weight management, fasting for mental clarity, fasting for athletic performance, even dopamine fasting. This book will completely shift your entire mindset around everything that you do and don't consume. And he understands that everyone's different, so he gives you some really good options here when it comes to fasting in general. So you might find a type of fast that works for you in here. So that's Fast This Way by Dave Asprey. So now we're in the top 5, and in 5th position we have The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. This is another one from my Kindle, and I actually read this book a few weeks ago, and immediately it's already one of my favorites. But anyways, for those of you who don't know, Tim Ferriss is an American entrepreneur who's host of the Tim Ferriss Show, a video podcast. And in this book, he talks about how he escaped the 9-to-5 rat race, living more freely, traveling anywhere around the world, and only working 4 hours a week. So if you want some ideas on how you can basically free up your time to work less and live more, Tim Ferriss will give you some ideas. And he's also got some case studies of people who have basically adopted some of his ideas and how they've used it. Not everyone's made to work 9 to 5 for their entire life doing the same thing over and over again. So you might even get some small ideas on how you can free up some of your work time so that you can live more and just have a little bit more freedom. Book number 4 is No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover. And it's not up here just because of the title. This is genuinely a really good book for all men. And I did a video review on this book not long ago, so I'll try and leave a link somewhere up here, And like I said in the video as well, this is a book that some women can benefit from as well. But the overall idea behind the book is that Robert believes that due to society changes and just our living conditions, a new breed of men have emerged, nice guys. And as he describes, nice guys are givers, they seek approval from others, they repress their feelings, and they simply struggle to make their needs a priority. He believes that this condition, the nice guy syndrome, has the majority of men and boys in our culture unhappy and unsatisfied with their lives. And in this book, he talks about how one can overcome the nice guy syndrome and just simply become a more integrated male. So if you're a nice guy like me, then definitely check out the book. And check out my video review as well. My third favorite book for the year is Models by Mark Manson. Attract Women Through Honesty. Now, you might know Mark Manson from his other books like The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck or Everything is Fucked, which I did a video review on. But did you know that before venturing into the self-help space, he spent most of his early career as a men's dating coach and even eventually working with women as well. So this book comes off the back of that. What makes this book great is that it's completely different from some of your typical dating advice and books that you might find online. It's a book that's definitely going to completely change your entire life and lifestyle. He talks about what we as men should do when it comes to building and developing our realities and shifting some of our mindset and ideas around what a real man should be like. He talks about honest living, action, and communication, and how it ultimately helps you develop a more truer and unique confidence level, and how this will help you attract the kind of person that you want and desire in your life. Next up is a book that I told you guys will definitely be in my top 5 for the year. And in second position, we have The Art of Impossible by Steven Kotler, a peak performance primer. Again, this is a book that I've done a video review on, so I'll leave a link somewhere up here. Definitely go check it out. So to give you guys a quick summary of the book, it's about how one can make the most of their human capabilities to perform more than well within various aspects of their lives, whether that be in sports, at home, or even at work. Steven has some well-researched tools and ideas that you can use to improve your motivation, learning, creativity, and flow. So definitely get on it. I know I'll be back on it at some point, and that's The Art of Impossible by Steven Kotler. Now, it's the one that you've been waiting for. It's a book that I would recommend to everyone to read, a book that I would definitely give to everyone. It's a book that I would definitely buy for every single person on this earth, if I had the money. My number 1 book for the year for 2022 is Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. So why is this my favorite book for the year? Well, it's all in the title, Emotional Intelligence. It's something that we genuinely don't come across. Something that's definitely not taught to us in schools and within our homes. And as it's described in the book, it's more important than IQ. So I believe that it's something that we need to develop and work on, especially as young adults. And it's proven that high emotional intelligence is a great indicator of success. And a lot of bigger and larger companies are adopting this culture where they value high emotional intelligence over IQ, especially when it comes to hiring new people. And in the book, Daniel talks about some of the key elements that make up emotional intelligence. Elements like self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, social skills, and learning. And all these work together to improve the way we live with ourselves and with others around us as well. This is a book that will definitely shift your mind in a way that you never thought possible. you'll start to see the world and people around you in a completely new, different way. So yeah, that's my number one book for 2022, Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. So there you go, my top 10 books for 2022. Let me know what you think of the list. What are some of your favorite books that you've read this year? Are there any that you would recommend as well? Let me know. Now, if you've come this far into the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Come on. No, I'm joking, but I appreciate you guys. That's it for your boy, man. I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a great New Year's, and I'll see you guys very soon. See you later.